Welcome to the Zoho CRM section. In this section, I'm going to share with you my knowledge on how to send great emails using Zoho CRM. I know that you really paid for Zoho Campaigns course and not Zoho CRM course. And why do I even bother talking about Zoho CRM? The reason is that Zoho CRM will have some features that will help you send small chunk of emails and get great automation out of it. Zoho Campaigns as a system will allow you to send emails to large amount of people, and it will also help you create some journeys that whenever someone clicks on an email, he can join a different list, or when someone subscribing and so on and so on. So Zoho Campaigns can give you some functionality that of course we're going to discuss in the later sections. Zoho CRM on the other side will not be able to give you all that, but Zoho CRM can give you better deliverability. If you will send an email to 100 people from Zoho Campaigns, MailChimp, Constant Contact, Salesforce, it doesn't really matter. Whenever you involve large amount of people in a list, mail systems will see it as a promotional email. And then some of the emails will not be in the inbox and they will go to the promotional folder, which means you're losing some of the deliverability. When we are using Zoho CRM, together with SMTP, with a private IP, as we call it in IT, the emails will have better deliverability, and the chances that they will go to the promotional folder are going down drastically. I did endless tests with clients and real accounts, and we got great results using Zoho CRM in the deliverability. The problem is that Zoho CRM will not have journeys, and Zoho CRM does not have great reporting whenever you're sending emails. So one system will give you great deliverability for small amount of emails, let's say up to 1,000 for a batch, and Zoho Campaigns will give you different type of functionality, which is lots of cool features, but the deliverability will go down. Okay, so that's something important to put on the table. Let's jump into Zoho CRM. If you have Zoho 1, it will be as part of your apps, and if you have Zoho CRM as a standalone, the address is crm.zoho.com. And if you don't have Zoho CRM, I'm sure that you can download it, or you can use the link below to register for a 30 days trial. Now, I am not going to teach you how to use Zoho CRM. I'm just going to teach you specifically how to use the CRM to send quality emails. That's it. That's all we are going to do in this section. In this lesson, we are going to concentrate on the settings that you need to know in order to send quality emails. And it all starts with the deliverability. So here if you go to the settings, and then you will go under channels, you go to email, you will see that you have here the email deliverability section. If you click on it, you can see that you have here a domain, and let's delete this one. You will see probably something like that. Or even worse, let's add a domain, and the domain will be, let's say, Lior at amazingbusinessresults.com. Now, when you add your email address, it will really try to authenticate your domain. And as you can see here, first of all, there will be a code that will be sent to my email address, and that's something that I will need to verify. The second thing that is a little bit more complicated, not really complicated, but just a little bit, that will be validating the DNS records. The majority of the people will only verify the code because it's easy. If you will go to your mailbox, you will get the code, you will click on enter code, and you will enter the code. Great job. Now you got 50%. The problem with the 50% is that you got 50%. If you're not going to validate your records, the SPF and Dkim, and if you don't know how to do it, we can do it for you. There are lots of Zoho partners out there that can do it for you. It will cost you about $50. Okay, it's half hour of work and you have it ready. If you can do it, perfect. If you have, let's say you're with GoDaddy, just show it to them. Tell them I need some help and they can do it for you. It's really, really simple. Okay, now the SPF and the Dkim basically telling the world that you are who you think you are. So if, for example, my domain is amazingbusinessresults.com and I do not have those authentication in place, the entire world do not believe me that I am really Amazing Business Results. Because imagine that you open your own CRM and you create Amazing Business Results as a verified domain without authentication. That means that you're starting to send emails on my behalf, which means you claim that you are me. Now, if you are not going to have the SPF and the Dkim, you are not who you said you are, and mail servers will consider you as spam. Now, surprisingly, about 90% of the CRMs out there do not have SPF and Dkim in place, and their emails are being spammed, and some people using the systems like that for years. So you will need to do it. This is not really optional. The second thing that this is really the highlight. Zoho introduced a few months ago the email relay settings, and the email relay is basically bypassing Zoho and sending the emails from a remote SMTP system, which means a remote email server. Now, when you're trying to send emails using the Zoho system without the relay, your mass emails, the emails that you're trying to send, like a batch of 100, 50, 1000, big amount of emails, more than one anyway. When you're sending chunk of emails or emails that are being used from the automation section, those emails will be sent using a shared IP. And this shared IP is the same like Zoho campaigns. That means that the deliverability will go down because it's a shared IP and it will be considered as a promotional email. If you're going to have an email server, a relay server, you can see first of all that you can specify how many emails you're going to send in a day. The default CRM limit will be 1000 emails, while here I can go all the way to 99,000 emails. So the limit is going to be increased dramatically. You can also see that when I'm going to the type of email, I can send using the SMTP mass emails, individual emails, and also automated emails. Now, if you're afraid that your system will use too much of the emails, which eventually will cost you a little bit more from the SMTP company, you can reduce and use only the automated emails or maybe the individual emails, but we are here for the mass emails. And the mass emails need to be under the SMTP so it will be delivered in a better way. The bottom line of what I'm trying to show you here is that you can increase the deliverability. That for me as a business owner, this is what counts. You are planning to send an email campaign. You are working with a designer to create a nice template. You're working with a copywriter that will produce good content and good copy. You spend so much time, and eventually from 1,000 emails that you're sending, only 50 or 100 people saw your email. This is sad. This is why I am introducing this feature, because I think the deliverability that is going to be increased is compensating on getting quality reporting like Zoho campaigns. Okay, so this is why you have the two systems. So, company that I can recommend, I have nothing with them, they're giving me nothing, and I recommend them to every one of my clients, is oathsmtp.com. The only reason that I recommend oathsmtp.com and not others is because whenever you configure your domain, you can have an old domain SMTP. That means that if I am going to create here a relay server, the relay server can be used for any email address in my company. Even if I have 1,000 different users in my account, each one of them can use the same account, and the emails will go through the SMTP, and the email from address, the person who is sending the email, will be the user who sent the email. Other companies that I saw are not using an old domain ability. They will have only one user that is authenticated with the SMTP, and every automated email will be sent from one email address. As an example, Google Apps also has the SMTP ability, but they are sending it only from one email address and not from a global like Auth SMTP. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss on how to format an email and how to send an email using Zoho CRM. I will see you in the next lesson.